Hello, my dear children. Welcome back. Children, we are going to study the applications of Lensmaker's formula which we have deduced. Well, Lensmaker's formula is 1 upon f, that is focal length of the lens, 1 upon f is n2 upon n1 minus 1, then 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. n2 is the refractive index of the material of the lens, n1 is the refractive index of the material of the surrounding of the lens. R1 and R2 are the radii of curvatures of the two surfaces of the lens. Well, if ambient or the surrounding of the lens is air, in that case we can write N1 as what? 1 and N2 as absolute refractive index of the material of the lens. So this formula can also be written as 1 upon f. Remember, this 1 upon f is power of the lens. So power of the lens is n minus 1, that is absolute refractive index of the material of the lens, minus 1, then 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. But remember, this is only when the surrounding of the lens is air. So in all these applications we are taking the surrounding as air. Well, this is a symmetrical biconvex lens. In all the uses we are going to study, we are going to apply sign convention. And with the help of sign convention, we will decide the sign of R1 and R2, the radii of curvatures of the two surfaces of the lens. So this is symmetrical biconvex lens. Symmetrical biconvex lens means the lens whose both the surfaces have equal value of radii of curvature. That means this R1 is also R and this R2 is also R. So this is first surface, this is second surface. We can take any one of the two surfaces as first surface. We can take this surface as first, this as second. It depends upon us. But whichever surface we take as first surface, there we place the object. If we take this surface as first surface, that means we are placing the object left side. If object is placed left side, that means incident ray is going to be from left to right. So we are taking this surface as first surface. Therefore, incident ray is going to be from left to right. If incident ray is from left to right, that means distance from left to right from optical center would be in the direction of incident ray and would be positive. And distance in this direction, which is opposite of incident ray, would be what? Negative. Now see, this is surface number 1 whose radius of curvature is R1. What is the sign of this radius of curvature? Of course, the value of radius is R. This value is also R, as the lens is symmetrical. But what is the sign of R? See, this curved surface will have its center where? This curved surface will have its center, right side. Right side means the center of curvature would be somewhere here. And this distance of the center of curvature from optical center would be R1. And this R1 would bear what sign? Positive. So this R1 is plus R. And what about this R2? This second surface, this is again a convex surface, will have its center where? Will have its center of curvature somewhere this side. And distance of this center of curvature from optical center would be R2. And this R2 would bear what? Negative sign as per sign convention. R1 and R2, the values are same, the signs are opposite. Well, if we substitute this value here, what do we get? We get 1 upon f is equal to n by 1 minus 1 upon r1. What is 1 upon r1? 1 upon r1 is r minus 1 upon r2. What is r2? R2 is minus r. You can see this minus cancels out. What do we get? We get the focal length as n minus 1. What is this? 1 upon r plus 1 upon r is 2 upon r. This is focal length of a symmetrical biconvex lens. And if we substitute, this is equation number, say 1. We can also write it as focal length of convex lens is what? R upon 2 times n minus 1. And if we write n as 1.5, say, then focal length of convex lens is what? R upon 2 times 1.5 minus 1 is what? 0.5. 0.5 into 2 is again 1. That is f is equal to r. This is focal length of symmetrical biconvex lens. Now this is, say, equation number 1. Now let us find out the focal length of plano-convex lens. Again we have marked left side as what? R1, and right side as what? The second surface. Incident ray as usual would be from left to right. Distance right side would be positive, distance left side would be what? Negative. Well, this first surface, since is a plane surface, therefore its radius of curvature would be what? Infinite. Radius of curvature of plane surface, you all know, is infinite. Every plane surface is part of a sphere whose radius is infinite. And this R2 will have what sign? This R2 will have sign what? Minus R, as here, minus R. If we substitute all these values here, what do we get? Focal length of plano-convex lens. Yes, focal length of plano-convex lens is what? N minus 1, 1 upon R1. What is that? Infinite. Minus 1 upon what? Minus R. This minus cancels out. We get what? Plus. So 1 upon focal length of plano-convex lens is N minus 1 by R. Or we can say focal length of plano-convex lens is what? R upon N minus 1. Yeah. Look at equation 1 and 2. If we substitute here, if write N is equal to 1.5, what do we get? Focal length of plano-convex lens is, focal length of plano-convex lens comes out to be R upon 1.5 minus 1 is what? Half. That is 2R. So from 1 and 2, look at this from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, what is obvious? From 1 and 2, what is obvious is very, very important result. And that result is what? Focal length of plano-convex lens. Focal length of plano-convex lens, I am writing here. Focal length of plano-convex lens is twice the focal length of its corresponding biconvex lens. This is very, very important result. Children, symmetrical biconcave lens. Symmetrical biconcave lens, yeah, as usual it is R1, this is R2. Since it is symmetrical biconcave lens, therefore R1 and R2 will have same value. But what about their sign? Well, if we take this as surface number 1, the incident ray would be from left to right as usual. Well, this surface will have radius of curvature. This surface will have center where? Left side. This surface will have its center where? This curved surface has its center this side. And the distance of this center would be what? Distance of this center would be what? Negative. Therefore, this R1 is going to be what? Minus R. And this R2 is going to be the part of the sphere like this. And this sphere will have center where? This side. And the distance of this center from optical center is going to be positive as per sign convention. Therefore, this R2 is what? Plus R. Please be very careful while applying sign convention. I have been taking the left surface as surface number 1. That is why incident rays are from left to right. And if we take right surface as surface number 1, in that case incident ray would be from right to left. And that way we'll have to decide the sign of R1 and R2. Anyway, R1 is minus R, R2 is plus R. That means focal length of concave lens is going to be what? N minus 1. 1 upon R1 is what? Minus R. Minus 1 upon R2 is what? Plus R. You can see focal length of concave lens is minus, this is minus 2 by R. 2 by R times N minus 1. This is minus 1 upon R, minus 1 upon R is minus 2 upon R, and minus 1 is as it is. Since N is absolute refractive index, since N is always greater than 1, absolute refractive index is always greater than 1, therefore this value is always going to be positive. That means the focal length of concave lens is going to be what? Negative. So negative is the focal length of concave lens. We have not discussed this here. Focal length of convex lens will come out to be positive. Focal length of plano-convex lens will also come out to be positive. But focal length of concave lens will come out to be negative. Well, focal length of concave lens can also be written as minus r times 2n minus 1. And if we write n as 1.5, then what do we get? We get focal length of concave lens as what? Minus r. We just substitute and see. Say this is equation number 1. Let us now find out or apply the focal length, apply lens makers formula here for plano concave lens and find out the focal length. This is plano concave lens. Yeah. Since this is plane surface, therefore its radius of curvature is going to be infinite, and this surface, which is second surface, will have radius of curvature what? Plus r. Why plus r? Because this is first surface, incident rays from left to right, distance in the direction of incident ray are positive, distance in the direction opposite of incident ray are negative. This is plane surface, radius of curvature is infinite, this surface has its center right side, therefore distance is positive plus r. This n is the refractive index, n1 is 1 surrounding. So focal length of plano concave lens is n minus 1. 1 upon r1 is what? Infinite. Minus 1 upon r2 is what? Plus r. So minus plus is what? Minus 1 upon focal length of plano concave lens is minus n minus 1 upon r. Again you can see, since n is greater than 1, therefore focal length of plano concave lens is of course negative. Why? Simply because n refractive index is always greater than 1. This is n. Absolute refractive index is always greater than 1. Well, focal length of plano convex lens is minus 2r is equal to minus 2r if n is taken as 1.5. We take n as 1.5. 1.5 minus 1 is what? 0.5. 0.5 upon r is what? 1 upon 2r. And if we inverse both sides, what do we get? Focal length of plano convex lens is, yeah, this. This can also be written as focal length of plano convex lens is, yeah, minus r upon n minus 1. This is equation. Again here also. Here again we see the same thing as we have seen here. Focal length of plano concave lens. Focal length of plano concave lens is twice the focal length of its corresponding biconcave lens. This result is very, very important. At times in the exam it is asked, show that the focal length of a plano convex lens is twice the focal length of its corresponding biconvex lens. There is also an application based question over this result, and the question is asked like this: if we cut a symmetrical biconvex lens into two halves such that each half is an independent plano convex lens, so what is effect toward its focal length? If the lens is cut like this, what happens? It becomes plano concave lens, and the focal length of plano convex lens is twice the focal length of its corresponding biconvex lens. So if we cut a lens, symmetrical biconvex or concave lens, such that the two cut out halves are plano convex or concave lenses, then the focal length is what? Doubled. Well, there is one more application that we are going to work out. So this one more application is the last application of lens maker's formula, and that is sunglasses. So what are sunglasses? Sunglasses are thin convexo concave lenses. What are sunglasses? Sunglasses are thin convexo concave lenses, or you can say concavo convex lenses. You can call out the lens, yeah, by either of the two names. This is a thin, this is a very thin, yeah, this is a very thin convexo. This is convex O, and this is concave. And if we read its name from this side, it becomes what? Concavo, concave, O, convex. You know the nomenclature. So thin convexo concave lenses are sunglasses. And what happens? See, if this is taken as surface number 1, this is taken as surface number 2, incident ray would be from left to right, Both the surfaces will have their center where? Both the surfaces will have their center towards right. The center of curvature of both the surfaces would be where? Towards right side. Yeah, these are the center of curvature of the two surfaces, both the sides. Both the surfaces will have center of curvature towards right, and that would be, say, somewhere here. And what is difference between the radii of curvature of the two surfaces? The difference between the radii of curvature of two surfaces would be equal to the thickness of the lens. And if this thickness happens to be small, if this thickness happens to be small, then this R1 would nearly be equal to what? R2. So thickness has to be small, otherwise radii of curvatures would be what? Different. Well, as far as sine are concerned, this R1 is also what? Plus the distance right side, plus in the direction of incident ray. And the sine of radius R2 would also be what? Plus R. Both the values are same. Why they are same? They are same in value simply because the lens is thin. If the lens is not thin, the glass is not thin, in that case R1 and R2 will not have same value. And of course they have same sign. Both are positive. In that case, what is focal length? Focal length is going to be n minus 1. 1 upon R1 is what? Plus R. Minus 1 upon R2 is what? Plus R. So 1 upon R minus 1 upon R is what? 0. That means P, which is equal to 1 upon F, is going to be what? N minus 1 into what? 0. And that is what is 0. So power or lens sunglasses is 0. Or the focal length of the sunglasses is what? Infinite. So why sunglasses have 0 power? Here is the answer before you. Sunglasses have 0 power because sunglasses are thin convexo-concave lenses, and for these lenses radii of curvatures are not only equal in magnitude, equal in value, but they are also equal in sign, similar in sign, identical in sign. You have already seen in symmetrical biconvex lens. Here also the radius of curvatures have same value. In symmetrical biconcave lens, radius of curvatures have same value, but their signs are not same. But here, not only values are same, even signs are same. That is why the power of sunglasses comes out to be 0. The sunglasses have 0 power. I hope this is clear to each one of you. So children, with this we come to the end of today's class. That was the application of Lens-Beckers formula, and we'll come up with very good numericals and effect of medium over the focal length or the power of the lens in the very next lecture. So until we meet again next time, God bless you all.